Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, as you guys probably know, tonight is the full moon. It's a good time for releasing negative emotions, negative or limiting belief systems, like any kind of unhealthy behavior patterns or just generally releasing anything that no longer serves you, whether that be people, places, things, thought forms, beliefs, anything that you intuitively feel that is no longer serving your highest good. Now is the time to release that. So, also, I want to mention, I was getting ready to begin this video at 9:09. That seemed significant. And then I had set everything up and I was not ready to start the reading yet. But I had turned the camera on, but it wasn't recording. And I was putting on my socks and it just started recording on its own, and I didn't realize that I wasn't paying attention to it, right? So I was putting my socks on, and then my cat wanted in the room with me, so I got up to let her in, and when I sat back down, I noticed that it had started recording on its own. I'm not really sure why or what that means at this moment, but I just felt like I should mention that as well. Let me tune in here. I think that could be a metaphor. I think that there's probably some things that are, you're just going about your day to day, right? You're just, you're going about your life, and I think things are probably coming up for you. And the fact that, it's like it started recording on its own. I think these things are coming up for you, and they're like naturally just releasing or closing out. Also, I had noticed it, and I stopped the camera at 1 minute, 10 seconds. Okay. I don't know. We'll see if anything else, if that's significant here. I mean, I mentioned it for a reason, so we'll get into it here and see what's going on. My intention was to see what it was that you needed to release. What energy that you need to release right now during this full moon. I did pull out a few decks here, and I think we're just going to flow with it and see where Spirit takes us. So I'm going to start with the Alchemy, Wild Unknown Alchemy, Sparks of Light at the bottom. Now, I did shuffle these already, but I will shuffle them again. I do this on camera so you guys can see, and so that way we're on this journey together here. So, all right. What energy do they need to release at this time, Spirit? Whoever this message is for. What do they need to release at this time? Mortification at the bottom. What energy do they need to release at this time? That was fast. Ouroboros. Interesting. I mean, yeah. 9. The serpent, right? The year of the snake. Releasing 909. 1, 10. 1, a new beginning. 10. Culmination, the ending. The reddening at the bottom. What's under that? Fog. Interesting. So you need to release the Ouroboros, which is the snake eating its own tail, right? It speaks of the many transformations that we go through in various aspects of our lives. It's like when you go from being a child into being a teenager, right? You would essentially shed or eat that version of yourself and birth a new version. I keep hearing transcend, transcend, transcend. The Ouroboros is what you need to release. I need some more information here. Let's, I want to look at this in the book. And the reddening as well. I'm not sure, 179. I'm not sure if we're speaking of releasing of a version of yourself, or if it's speaking of transcending altogether. Like, let's see. Okay. Okay, so the Ouroboros, the Tail Eater, the Guardian, the Quantum Realm. The Ouroboros is the all-encompassing glyph of the alchemical process. The hungry snake bends itself around you in a gesture of protection and guardianship, giving you the space and safety to participate in the work. Anything and everything can be offered into its mouth for transformation. Good, bad, blasphemous, or precious. The materials of our life transmutate into gems along the great serpent's spine. Along with your woes, the Ouroboros engulfs every pair of opposites. What is masculine becomes feminine. What is sky becomes earth. What is past becomes future. When this card appears, you have entered the quantum realm. Everything is a possibility. No one knows the limits of the Ouroboros. Just when you fell into thinking that your life was straightening out, the snake takes you once again into its gaping mouth for an entirely new trajectory. Note that the great serpent eats itself, not others. The work starts and ends with the alchemist themselves. Through this remembrance, the alchemist learns to service the world. Right. Which this has been one of my favorite quotes for my entire life. As long as I can remember. Like, I can remember being probably 10, maybe younger, sitting in my bedroom, writing in my journal. At the beginning of every journal, I would write, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Well, how do you do that, right? You have to look at yourself. You will not change the world if you will not change yourself. That's part of it. Okay. Okay, and we did not get that card, so I don't feel like that's relevant. All right. Yeah, so releasing. Yeah, this is perfect. So releasing the things transmutate, right? The materials of our life transmutate into gems. So that's like the wisdom that you've gained. You want to keep those gems, but the rest isn't needed. Not with the new trajectory, not with where you're headed, where you're going, not with the creation of the new way of being, doing, seeing, experiencing the world, yourself, others. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had reddening, life force, kundalini, and blood. The reddening indicates a full expression of the work. Everything is alive. The heart pumps, the cells celebrate, and blood sings its way through the body. What was dormant has been awakened. What was once considered base is now noble. Aches and pains are integrated. Shadows are acknowledged and interwoven. When the reddening card appears, it signifies health, power, and climaxing of the work, a coalescing of what has been learned. What did I just say? You want to keep the gems. The laboratory is no longer separate from the alchemist. or from the work, but the three are now one. What occurs in the body is reflected in the world and vice versa. Through the process of reddening, we move out of the head and into the physical body. Excuse me. More specifically, we reach the heart. It is there the alchemist finds the sacred ingredients of power and kindness. Okay, that's talking about how many of the cards have the color red. Well, this card obviously has the color red at the beginning. Reconnect to physical practices that bring you vitality. It's likely you know which ones bring that rosy glow to your cheeks and sparkle to your eye. Yeah. So releasing with the Ouroboros. And developing or implementing new intentional, I feel like I want to say, practices that bring you joy. That bring a rosy glow to your cheeks and a sparkle to your eye. That's beautiful. No one knows the limits of the Ouroboros. Yeah. How many times can one evolve, dismantle everything about themselves, everything they thought they knew, everything they thought to be true, and recreate, become something else, live a different life? Not that there's anything wrong with their previous life. It's more of a where are my limits type of a feeling I'm getting, or a mentality. Are there any limits? To how many times one can create or recreate? We are multidimensional. No one is just one thing. No one. How we choose to embody or present those different aspects of ourselves, those different sides of the diamond, changes, right? Like the Ouroboros. Quite intriguing. message so far. Very, I want to say transcendental. What else do we need to know? And my snake right now is completely out and very active. Like he's very, very active. I almost want to go and grab him. Maybe I will. Give me one moment. Mook? My Mook? His name is Mukalinda, and I named him after the great serpent that protected the Buddha as he was seeking enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. All right. Clearly, snakes are of importance in this reading today, so. All right, we have family and energy on the split. All right, Spirit, what else do they need to know? Mook. You can't be on the cards, buddy. What else do they need to know, Spirit? No? Which ones? Earth and Bone? Ooh, this one wanted to stay behind. The Rider. Movement, quick decisions, and progress. So you're making progress. 23 on the clock, as I said that. Buddy. Say hi. I'm gonna have to chill, buddy. Okay? He's so active. What else do they need to know, Spirit? You know what also is super interesting? I named him after the great serpent that protected the Buddha while he was seeking enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. And this card actually says the great serpent. Quite intriguing. All right, we got a stack here. I think I'm going to honor that and take them. So, and I think my deck is upside down. At the bottom, we have conflict, competition, and oppressors. Number 33, the beast. Do you believe that's something you're probably releasing? Either that's within yourself or others or anyone that makes you feel that way. Right? Mukaluk. What else did you need to know? Interesting. Ascension, transformation, end of a cycle, and beginnings. Yeah, you're going through an ascension process. Transformation, the end of a cycle, right? You've gotten to the end before you rebirth yourself, or new aspects of yourself that want to be expressed, seen, noticed, heard, lived. Then we have beloved, love, reciprocity, and intertwinement. And then we have the key, inner calling, clarity, and intention. I'm going to have to put him back. Buddy. My mug. I'm going to have to put you back, buddy. Okay, say bye. Say bye. Thanks for hanging out with us for a minute, buddy. All right. In you go. Give me just a moment, guys. I just have to lock his cage. Okay. All right. Now this one. So definitely going through an ascension here, transformation with the Ouroboros. Perhaps you're transforming with the love and reciprocity intertwinement, right? The beloved. Transforming your relationship to, or transforming your relationships just in general, I feel like. Whether that be the one with yourself, with spirit, with others, the world. Inner calling, clarity, and intention. I feel like this is definitely you working with spirit. And perhaps that is one of the relationships that you are transforming right now. Following your inner calling or getting clarity on it. Care at the bottom. Interesting. It also feels like you're releasing anything that doesn't align with love, reciprocity, inner calling, clarity, like things that don't align with you anymore, with the kind of life that you want to cultivate or to, you know, embody. Okay, can we get some additional information about ascension? What else do they need to know? Okay, about ascension. Care. Self-care. What care means? What does that mean to you? What does that look like to you? What does someone or yourself, excuse me, so much energy moving, or yourself, how do you define care? It's like asking someone to define love. There are many different ways to define love. There are many different types of love. It's unique to everyone, right? Not just the types, but the ways in which we, or the practices in which we manifest or present that either to ourselves or externally. Collaborate at the bottom. So with others. Okay. So with others. Or how you need others to care for you. I don't want to say need. How you view what others present to you as care. People show their love and their care in different ways. But can you see it? Do they see it? And do you see the ways in which you display care to others? Or how do they perceive the care that you display? Is there a disconnect? I think that that's being transformed here into something more harmonious. Okay. What is this beloved? What else can they know about that? How is this transforming? Victory. Transform at the bottom. So you've been victorious, or you soon will be, in the transformation of this love, reciprocity, and intertwinement. How do I want to say? Merging with others without losing oneself, right? That would be like beloved. That would be like healthy love, healthy relationship, healthy intertwinement, right? A balance between self and other, between being able to merge with someone, but also understand that you are whole all on your own. Okay. Victory and transform. Yeah, with the sunflower. Sunflowers have been coming through quite a lot lately, as well as butterflies and the chrysalis. Lots of transformation energy or symbolism. Flowers, roses also. Snakes. The stars. Those are also have been a lot of, there's been a lot of symbols like that lately. Okay, what about the key? Inner calling and clarity and intention. What can we know about that? Or what else do they need to know in regard to that? Reveal and adaptation. Interesting. Grow. Reveal and adaptation. Before I say anything else, I need one more, Spirit. Energy. Okay. So yeah, it seems like you're adapting your intentions to gear them more toward and steer your energy more toward your calling, right? Courage. And that's taking a lot of courage, because perhaps it's different. Perhaps it looks different than what other people are used to or what they have known or done. I feel like you're kind of walking your own, not just walking, but creating. I feel like you're creating your own pathways here, and they look different than other people's pathways that they've chosen. And that's going to scare some people, and it's going to inspire some people, right? But I think you have courage with this, and you trust it. Yeah, following your instincts and creating and defending your position here. An intention at the bottom. Yes. Courage, joy, secret, the key, the secret, right? Instincts, following your instincts to create. You're defending your creations. You remember, right? Memory, you remember. Your intentions. Perhaps your intentions upon coming to Earth, right? Your inner calling, why you chose to come and be part of Earth right now at this specific time. And this specific, time is relative and subjective. Time is experienced differently in the 3D than it is in your soul, right? Your soul runs on its own time, not on 3D time. And because of that, when you follow your inner calling to people that live on 3D time and who are not aware of their soul, it looks scary. But you know what you're doing because your soul remembers. Okay. And it takes courage to walk differently and do things differently than other people. All right. That's beautiful. All right, let's see what we got from this deck. Pain is transformative. I am still healing. I am still growing. Yeah, and then on the split it says, I trust myself, the direction I'm heading, and the pace of my movement as I continue this journey of self-love. Yeah, you trust yourself. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. And, maybe it will someday and maybe it won't. That's not for you to decide. All right. What else do they need to know, Spirit? Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry, guys. All right. Excuse me. What else do they need to know, Spirit? I am stronger than the urge to reconnect with people who have proven to be toxic to my growth and happiness. I nourish myself with kind thoughts. I replenish my heart with self-love and nurture my soul by being mindful of the company I keep. I embrace change because everything that is happening to me is right for me, even if at first I don't realize it. Ooh, I feel like this one's significant as well, and then we'll put it down. I do not have to linger in spaces with people who only intend to waste my time. I do not have to apologize for my desire to be seen, considered, and appreciated. No, not yet. This one. All right, let's get a couple. I brought out some signs here. So we'll see if we can get this. Now, this could be a collective as well. Again, just take it as it resonates. I'm just going to try to see if we can get a couple signs out, whoever this is for. Spirit, any signs specific? This one. Taurus. I do believe this is a Taurus new moon, or a full moon, is it not? Trust, patience, and sensuality. Capricorn. Ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Any other signs that need to be shouted out here? No? All right. Now, you don't have to have these signs. Again, I think that this is a collective reading, but I was guided to pull out the signs as well. So perhaps there are certain people that watch my channel that needed additional confirmation that this message was for them or something. Okay. Ooh, that wants to be out. Okay, Spirit. This is the alchemy of awareness, by the way. What else do they need to know? Am I taking those? Can we just get one more? The most potent energy. This one. Perfect. Okay. Vessel of knowledge at the bottom. All right, first card out, invisible orbits. Most things aren't about you, but your mind twists every glance, every silence, every shift in energy into a story where you are the main character. This self-focus distorts reality, making neutral moments feel like personal attacks or hidden praise. Step outside yourself. Not every storm is yours to claim. Not every whisper is about you. There is freedom in realizing the world moves with or without your narrative. Soul endorsed. You don't need applause to be valid, nor permission to take up space with your brilliance. The world doesn't need to catch up with your truth. You are your own irrevocable validation. Irrevocable? There we go. Validation. So walk as if your worth is not up for negotiation, because it isn't. Never forget that the only approval that truly matters is your own. Right. Nobody else is living your life. As long as you are content and happy and fulfilled with your life and how it's going and who's in it and, all of those things, and you can die peacefully at the end of all this whole journey, right? If you're laying there on your deathbed and you can say, man, that was one heck of a ride. Like, I'm happy, and you can be at peace with your soul. I feel like that's really all any of us can ask for, is to just be at peace with ourselves and our soul and what we've accomplished here in this life, and, leave something good behind in whatever form that takes, whether that be art, music, tarot, just helping somebody, giving someone a compliment. I mean, a lot of the times we affect people in ways that we don't really realize the depth of our impact, be it positive or negative, right? Okay. Holy radiance. Your gifts are worthy of notice, and there's room for both humility and pride in your creations. Realize that shrinking your abilities leads to self-erasure, and fitting in tends to be forgettable. Being truly humble is about owning your brilliance without needing to prove it. Don't dim your light under the illusion of modesty. It's time to stand in your fully unapologetic wholeness. And that's probably going to piss some people off. And guess what? It's their problem, not yours. Okay. Trigonometry. Sometimes protecting your peace is the priority, and avoidance gives you the space to heal. But when the time comes to grow, true evolution requires more than retreat. Consider challenges and triggers as opportunities to level up. Every confrontation is an invitation to respond in a new way, to meet your edge and expand. Triggers become the teacher, testing for intentional responses. This is how healing is embodied and transformation takes root. 5454, as I said that. Thread between worlds. You naturally connect people, ideas, and opportunities, often without realizing the ripples you've set in motion. You notice who belongs where, who needs what, and how separate pieces can fit into something greater. Your ability to weave unseen threads creates community, collaboration, and healing. It's a strength the world needs more of. You are not just a bystander. You are an architect of belonging. Silver linings. There is a sacred power in the ability to see beauty and lean towards hope. Seeing the best is noble, yet not everyone will rise to your vision. Some will meet your grace with respect, while others take advantage of your open heart. Remember, you are wiser when you take the time to listen deeply, watch slowly, and let trust earn its place. Discernment sharpens the heart, and from this clarity, real peace and protection are born. That's so good. All right, let's get you a message from Isis. Then we'll pull a confirmation affirmation and we'll be out of here, okay? I hope you guys found this message helpful or insightful, or it resonated in whatever way you needed it to resonate, validate. Let me know in the comments below if you want. I'd like to know. Okay, Isis. What do you have to say? That was aggressive. Ancient power mysteries. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Oh, it's so funny. Did that flip? No. Okay. Thank you, Isis. All right. Yeah. Man. All right. Ancient power mysteries. The oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice, whether through spoken or sung words, or through what you write, speak about, or stand for symbolically. You have a potentially very powerful healing voice, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim through your voice. Divine Sun Child. Blessings of the sun flow to you now. It is time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. It is your time to shine bright. Queen of Heaven. The Queen of Heaven, the Divine Empress of the Skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now as a man or woman. You have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. Yeah, there's that inner calling, I bet. Temple of Carnelian. It is now time to trust in your own boldness and courage, taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. At the bottom, we have Lunar Queen. There is a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential to balance our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. Let's get you confirmation, affirmation. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. So a progression, right? Okay. All right, confirmation, affirmation. Am I taking that? I have the power to create change. My heart is open to receive love, joy, peace, wealth, and guidance. I only do what sets my soul on fire. I breathe in love and exhale fear. All right, guys, that's all I have for you tonight. If you found this reading helpful or insightful or it resonated, like, comment, share, subscribe. Otherwise, happy full moon, and I'll see you guys next time.